Here on TV1 for the News First team, where the people come first. I'm Senita Senanayak. Before we take a look at the stories that we've got for you this afternoon in detail, let's take a look at the headlines. Prime Minister to summon Election Commission over local government poll delay. Opposition leader questions Parliament as to why funds are not provided for the local government elections. Election monitors concerned over delay in elections.
ජාත්‍යන්තර ප්‍රජාවත් මේ මොහොතේ මේ ආර්ථික ක්‍රියාවලියට සහයෝගය දෙනවා වගේම ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍ර විරෝධී ක්‍රියාවලිය සඳහා ඔවුන්ගේ විරෝධය පළ කළ යුතු වෙනවා.
Professionals accuse the government of abusing the opportunity to solve the tax crisis. Bodies of 2 children who were washed away by strong currents found. Palai Crimes OIC and constable arrested for trafficking Kerala cannabis. Taking a look at a headline-making story this afternoon, the bodies of 2 children who were reported missing after attempting to cross a waterway in the Bogada village in Haliyala were recovered. The body of a 7-year-old girl was recovered on Thursday night, while her 10-year-old brother's body was recovered on Friday morning.
The unfortunate incident of 2 young children being washed away by strong currents while attempting to cross a waterway was reported on Thursday. According to reports, the 2 children were looking for their mother, who had gone to work. The mother was serving as a domestic aide for a daily wage, and she was employed at a neighbouring house at the time. However, as she was late to come back home, the 2 children had gone out in search of her during a heavy downpour. Unfortunately, they were washed away by the currents when attempting to cross a waterway named the Pihilla Kandura not far from their home. Locals said that the currents reached dangerous levels due to the heavy downpour. The mother of the 2 children had returned home at around 5 in the evening, and as her children were missing, she had gone out in search of them. Locals banded together and started to search for the missing kids with their mother. The umbrella used by the children was located close to the waterway, and it was suspected that they may have been washed away by the gushing waters. Sri Lanka police and the Sri Lanka army launched an extensive search and recovered the body of the 7-year-old girl at around 10 p.m. on Thursday, around 1 kilometer away from the house in another waterway, locally referred to as the Donangol Oya. The Sri Lanka police, Sri Lanka army and the locals launched another search for the missing boy on Thursday night. Following an extensive search, the body was recovered on Friday morning some 3 kilometers away from their house in a waterway locally referred to as the Halab Oya.
Taking a look at some news from the Parliament, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that he hopes to meet with the country's Election Commission to discuss matters related to the local government election. The Prime Minister was responding to a question posed by opposition leader Sajith Premadasa in Parliament on Friday. 10 billion rupees was allocated for the election. You have a responsibility to provide that 10 billion rupees allocated in the 2023 budget to the Election Commission. Before the session opened, officials from the government printer were present here. I asked them why is there a delay in printing the ballot papers. They said they are ready to print the ballot papers and want the money. The officials are here, and this is not a lie. By not providing the funds, you are violating the privileges of all the MPs here. I will not discuss the matter that are pending in court. He made an endless statement. As the minister, I plan to summon them over the matter. I cannot interfere with the judiciary. I will summon the Election Commission soon to discuss the matter.
දැන් තමුන්නාසට IMF එකනුත් මුදල් ලැබිලා තියෙනවා. මේක බොහොම සුළු මුදලක්. ඔබතුමා පැහැදිලිව කියන්න කවද්ද මේක ලැබලා දෙන්නේ?
උත්තරයක් දුන්නා. ඊට වඩා උත්තරයක් නැහැ. කොච්චර කෑ ගැහුවත් ඔය ප්‍රචාරයට කෑ ගහන්න කමක් නැහැ. නමුත් ඊට වඩා උත්තරයක් නැහැ. ඔක්කොම ඔබතුමාලා කරේ. අපි අධිකරණයට ගියේ නැහැ කිසිම අවස්ථාවක.
මැතිවරණය සංසාරේ වගේ. මේක කොහේ කවද වෙනවද කියලා කවුරුත්
There is uncertainty surrounding the election. More than 3,000 public servants are contesting the polls and are on no pay. You are not holding the election and not allowing them to work as well. There are many from our side as well. The Election Commission, as per the Constitution and the law, has mentioned the rights of candidates.
එක්ට හිමි අයිතිය හා හිමි නැති අයිතිවාසිකම්.
මේක කැබිනට් පේපර් එකක් දාලා කරන්න පුළුවන් වැඩක් ගරු අග්‍රාමාත්‍යතුමනි.
මැතිවරණ කොමිසම
The responsibility lies with you and not the Election Commission. Is the government going to render its support to enforce the interim order given by the Supreme Court?
නැද්ද?
විදායක හිතුවක්කාර ලෙස
The executive is purposely sabotaging the election. The election is a task of the Election Commission. Relief from the court was sought because the executive was hindering the process of the Election Commission. This is not a judicial issue. The Election Commission had informed the Prime Minister to produce a cabinet paper to solve the salary issue of the public sector employees.
වැටු ප්‍රශ්නේ මූලික වශයෙන් ගන්න කියන.
අපි කිසිම අවස්ථාවක ආණ්ඩුවක් හැටියට මේ මැතිවරණය
We as the government have never delayed the election. The Treasury Secretary has already responded to this. This needs to be solved. We too have candidates contesting the election. The opposition repeats the same thing every day. We dedicated today to discuss the IMF because you wanted it. MPs are here to speak on that, and you are speaking of other matters to delay that. Meanwhile, the election monitoring group PAFREL says the president has failed to provide due consideration to the elections. PAFREL expressed the following views at a press briefing held in Colombo today.
මැතිවරණය මේ වෙනකොට අවස්ථා කීපයකදීම කල් දැමීමට ලක් කරන්න සිද්ධ වෙලා තිබෙනවා මැතිවරණ.
The Election Commission had to postpone the election several times. We got to know that the election is not taking place on the 25th. Elections has become a forbidden word of the government. The president is paying attention to all other matters. He is instructing to make other services essential services, but the government is neglecting the voting rights of 16 million people of this country. We cannot allow this to happen any longer. The international community must intervene in anti-democratic activities similar to how they are taking part in the debt restructuring process. We believe the ambassadors will use their voice to take a stand against these anti-democratic behavior in their limits. We are not urging them to interfere in internal affairs, but they must speak out against anti-democratic activities.
ජාත්‍යන්තර ප්‍රජාවට අපේ රටේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයට ඇඟිලි ගහන්න කියලා අපි කියන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍ර විරෝධී කාරණා සම්බන්ධයෙන් ඔවුන් මැදිහත් විය යුතු වෙනවා.
The Constitutional Council is scheduled to meet on Friday, chaired by Speaker Mahinda Yapa. The Speaker said the appointment of new members to independent commissions will be discussed at the meeting. New members are set to be appointed to 10 independent commissions, and 1,600 applications have been received in this regard. Speaker Mahinda Yapa said the applications have been evaluated.
Meanwhile, Sri Lanka's Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe has said that IMF support will help Sri Lanka build reserves to a more comfortable level. He was speaking to CNBC.
Obviously, that IMF support will help Sri Lanka to build up resources to a much more comfortable level, and also it will make foreign exchange available for normal economic activities more than what was available in the last several months. That was one of the reasons the economy was not growing, because there's a lack of foreign exchange in the banking system. Now what we have seen even before IMF package was approved by the board on 20th, we had seen currency appreciating, we had seen a lot more foreign exchange in the system. As a result, this will further boost our level of reserves, and this will make more foreign exchange available for normal economic activity. That will obviously help to recover economy going forward. So on the other question that you asked on the inflation, obviously when you look at that chart, national consumer price inflation was little up compared to last month. That was obviously expected. This is the one-off impact of the electricity tariff hike that was introduced in month of February. So there's a time lag in this indicator, national consumer price. It is a month of February, but we expect from this month onwards, this will continue the downward trend, disinflation path. But we are expecting the inflation point of view reaching 4 to 5% by end of this year. If you look at even interest rates, with the disinflation starting from September, we are seeing the market interest rate. You see here, Sri Lanka, unusual thing that we are seeing now, compared to policy interest rates, market interest rates, there's a huge uncertainty premium in the marketplace. For example, the government securities, 3 months bills were peaking at 33%. Now it has come down to around 28% in the last several months. So what we would like to see, we will see the declining trend in interest rates going forward and reduce the premium between the policy rate and market rates for a period of time. So what we expect, policy rate will continue to be something like, at these levels, and the market rates will be coming down gradually over a period of time once we clear uncertainty in the debt restructuring and also with the disinflation continuing towards the single digit by end of the year. So that's what we expect.
The IMF bailout package was widely discussed in Sri Lanka's political circles.
If the government and the president are trying to portray that we have overcome the crisis, that dream will be short-lived. We are in a debt crisis. How can another loan be the solution to that?
Sri Lanka was a ship that was about to hit rock bottom. I would like to tell the people who love the country, yes, we obtained a loan and it should be paid after 10 years. I take this opportunity to state that President Ranil Wickremesinghe used his brains in this process. More needs to be done.
We are thankful to the IMF for their support. However, the aid must be used to uplift the lives of the people and not the government. Do not light up fireworks for this. The president can do away with the status of bankruptcy, but there is no point in making statements. The people are under pressure.
Spokesperson of the Government Medical Officers Association, Dr. Chamil Vijay pointed out that the government is taking for granted the opportunity given by the trade unions to resolve the tax issue. He said the meeting set to be held between the president over the matter is yet to be held. The President's office promised us last week that he will give us a meeting. Given the matters with the IMF, they requested us for some time. Therefore, we gave them space. But we can see the government is trying to neglect this matter. They haven't informed us regarding the matter. The Professional Trade Union Collective is to convene at the GMOA today to discuss the matter. Meanwhile, the strike action launched by the university teachers continued for the 16th day. Spokesperson of the Federation of University Teachers Association said they will not call off the strike until a fair solution is provided to the tax policy issue. The strike is still ongoing, but we have commenced exam activities at universities. The evaluation of the exam papers have been halted as of now. We will make a decision regarding the matter today. Lawyers of the struggle organization convened a media briefing in Colombo yesterday. The judiciary is acting in an independent manner. The executive and the legislature, who can't handle its independency, are trying to influence the judiciary out of the legal system. It has come to a point where the judges of the Supreme Court are being summoned to the Select Committee on Parliamentary Privileges. We heard yesterday that on the 6th of April, the committee will inquire the MP whose privileges are violated. It's clear that the executive and the legislature are trying to influence the judiciary. In more local news, the crimes OIC of the Palay police in Kilinochchi and a police constable were arrested by the officers from the excise department with a stock of Kerala cannabis.
Spokesperson for the Excise Department and Excise Commissioner Kapila Kumara told Newsfirst the arrests were made as part of wide investigations carried out by officers dispatched from Colombo in information that police officers were linked to KG trafficking. The two police officers were arrested on Wednesday night when they were transporting the stock of Kerala cannabis for a sale. 2.25 kilograms of Kerala cannabis were seized from the suspects and they were moved to Colombo for investigations.
Another phase of the LOLC Divisavia program, a community upliftment initiative aiming to empower our own citizens, took place centering the Kandy district today. Exercise books and other stationery items are being distributed among school children from economically challenged families under the Divisavia program. This worthy initiative is a collaboration between the LOLC group and the Ministry of Education. School books and stationery were distributed to students of the Madadumbara Madadeniya Primary School in the Teldeniya Education Zone. Another Divisavia program took place at the Wattegama Kandukatiya Tamil Mahavidyalaya in Kandy, where school books and stationery were distributed to students. The 10,000th sapling of the Thurukapakaru tree planting program, promoted by Newsfirst and Lanka Private Limited, was planted on Friday. The Thurukapakaru program is implemented in a bid to protect Sri Lanka's forest cover.
The Thurukapakaru tree planting program took place at the Dudley Senanayake College in Narayampeta on Friday. The 10,000 saplings to mark the milestone of the program was planted by Group Director and Operations Officer Industrial of the Capital Maharaja Group, S.C. Veerasekara. The Thurukapakaru program is implemented in a bid to protect Sri Lanka's forest cover that is facing rapid deforestation due to human activity.
Capital Maharaja Sangvidhanayat ehi anubadda siyaluma ayatana yamta durakata.
If any recognition has been given to the Capital Maharaja Group and all affiliate companies in the country, it has been done so with the understanding it's a group that works with a purpose. There are a large group of directors and executives who trained under the current chairman, Shashi Rajamahendran. The previous chairman, who led us before his demise, worked in a way that people remember his legacy. This is a good example for our children. We must work for the benefit of others, not for ourselves. When we do that, our legacies automatically get cemented.
අපි ලෝකයට වැඩක් වෙන විදිහට වැඩ කරපුවාම අමුතුවෙන් නමක් හදන්නට අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ නැහැ. නම ඉබේම හැදෙනවා. තුරු කැපකරු වැඩසටහන රටට විතරක් නෙවෙයි මං හිතනවා ලෝකයටම ආදර්ශයක්.
The Thuru Kapakaru program is an example to the world, not just the country. We cannot change adults. The children must learn to protect the environment. Given the fact that 10,000 trees have been planted and conserved, the Thuru Kapakaru program is the biggest environmental program in the country. Say that as Thuru Kapakaru.
දැවැන්තම පරිසර ව්‍යාපෘතිය මේක කියලා තමයි මට බය නැතුව කියන්නට පුළුවන්කමක් තියෙනවා.
News First with the people.
Finally, in your sports news, the 46th limited overs cricket encounter for the Mustangs Trophy between Royal College Colombo and St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia got underway today. The match is being played at the SSC grounds in Colombo. Batting first, St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia posted 148 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in 33 overs. A group of 25 Sri Lankan boxers have received the opportunity to take part in a boxing training camp in Haryana, India. For the first time in Sri Lankan sports history, school-level boxers have received an opportunity to attend an overseas boxing training camp. The Boxing Association of Sri Lanka said that boxers from 7 countries, including hosts India and Uzbekistan, are attending the training camp. The group will leave for India on Saturday. And that's all the news we have for you this hour. Join us again at our prime time news bulletin at 9 tonight. Take care and stay safe.